Welcome back to the floor of the CME Group here in Chicago, January 10th, Monday. A couple hot topics to talk about. I'm Killer from Treasury Curve. Treasury Curve is an institutional money market portal. We assist firms with overnight cash management. Let's get into the zone right now, the CMZ zone, this Monday on the 10th. Unemployment, unenjoyment. We had, a couple different debates here. We saw a delayed move. They hit those equities, and we saw the motherly love that I referenced on Friday. That motherly love came back into the market, brought that market back to flat out of the day. Sensational move, saw some volume. Nice to see an actual trade versus this one-way move. I think this market, today, this week, we have a couple things coming out, CPI, PPI. We have a bond auction, coming over in Portugal, bond issuance here in the States. I think we're kind of looking for more of a monumental event. Will we get that? I'm not sure. You tell me. You can follow me at The Killer on my Twitter account or comment here on this video. And back to Portugal and Spain and the pigs. We talked about this last week. We haven't heard a peep out of the whole Eurozone. It's been put on pause. Well, guess what, folks? It's heating up again. The Eurozone is heating up. Today, Portugal, a lot of talk over the weekend. They did some private placement of their debt. Wednesday is their actual bond auction. We will see Wednesday what happens. I actually had someone ask me over the weekend, Killer, what do you think about this Eurozone? And I kind of liken it to taking some young children out to dinner. I happen to have 2 young children. I happen to take them out to dinner. So take them out to that nice restaurant. You're sitting here at the table. They're minding their P's and Q's. You're trying to be tolerant, of a little bit of this and everyone. You're worried about your neighbor sitting next to you. But at any given moment, at least my little guy, he could spill and break a glass. He could grab one of those dinner rolls and thread the needle and drill one of those busboys across the restaurant, and at the same time let out a blood-curdling scream. So all of that can happen within the time frame of 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. So that's how I think we're looking at this global table right now. There's Europe sitting at the table, and we're kind of allowing them to get away with a little bit of this, allowing that, but all of a sudden something catastrophic could happen. It may not happen. Maybe that little guy's going to behave at dinner and all will be well, and he'll get back in the car at 6:05 and get him to sleep and everything's good. But I think that things are going to shape up because as much heat is on Portugal right now, Spain's actually the real issue. Portugal's the little brother. So let's keep an eye on that this week. It's going to be a very eventful week. Hopefully we see the volume, the volatility that we saw last week starting to pick up. That allows us traders to trade, and that's what we're doing. Finally, I think I want to drill down a little bit on the treasuries. We had some great price action. We saw that movement before that number. It was that 119.27 level. Came up to that old pivot of 120, 106. Came off and went back up. And currently today we tested that level again. We're seeing the volatility that we want. But in that 30-year, we're seeing that weekly pivot today coming in at 120.25. I personally am still keen on that 120, 106 to 07 level. It's been a great pivot for us. Play it. Continue to play it. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Not to reiterate, but we have issuance. So we'll see what is the appetite for the market. Do they want these coupons? We'll come and get them, or maybe they're going to shy away. So I think there's a lot of moving parts, and it's all intertwined here with Europe. The S&P, 1258 to 1268 overnight movement. I think that the killer pivot today is 1266.50. I don't think the bulls really begin to sweat here until we're under 1255. There's no reason for them to sweat. However, we get under that movement there. It's been a kind of a decisive level for us. We get underneath there could be some retracement. I think we saw a fantastic move on some great volume on Friday. I hope we continue to see that this week. That the monthly pivot today is coming in at 1235. Long way to go, no doubt about it. The bulls are in control. They own the market right now. They've owned it for the last 6 weeks. However, they may get nervous here shortly. And finally, that 50-day. I like to look at the 50-day in the S&P. It's coming in at 1218. Let's talk currency. This is what it's all about this week, folks. Europe. And I think that currency right now is trading at 128.70 range to 129.36. The 200-day is way up at 130.92. I love looking at that 200-day moving average. Been under it pretty decisively now. The weekly pivot, 130.87. I think we've seen a nearly 6% move in the euro currency, and it's decision time. People are kind of hemming and hawing which way to go here. So this could be the week of some movement. So from the floor of the CME Group, I'm the Killer. One thing this week, remember, be the hammer, not the nail.